What's going on, guys? Today we're back inside of Diablo Immortal, and we're going to be going over specifically gem resonance as well as really specific in-depth gem upgrade numbers. To look at all these details and all these stats that we have here today, we're going to be talking to Why Try from the Revenant's Discord server. Why Try, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for having me here.
No, I appreciate you coming through. I know that I put a video out with all of the numbers that everyone's seeing above recently, and the numbers were not 100% correct. You reached out to me, you told me what we had up here that we're going to be discussing today, and we started talking about a whole bunch of other things. So within this video, we're going to be talking about what it actually costs to upgrade your legendary gems, whether they're 1-star, 2-star, or 2, 3, 4, or 5 out of 5 stars, and what that looks like for what kind of player you are. Then we're going to go over and look at my barbarian build. We're going to go look at this guy right here, and Why Try is going to give me his recommendations for what I should be doing with my gems on my personal build. Mind you, I am a barbarian. All right, so Why Try? Looking at this chart right here, on the left we have the 1-star gems, in the center we have the 2-star, and then on the right we have the 5-star variations of gems, and then an overall resonance chart from the 5-star gems. Why don't you take us through a little bit here, starting with the 1-star gems, which is the easiest to upgrade. I have one awakened already. Or the slot, I should say, the armor upgraded. Tell us what it costs and how realistic it is for someone that's maybe a low spender inside of the game to upgrade each of these as we go across the chart, starting with a 1-star gem.
All right, so the 1-star gems here, as you see on the left, it shows to get all the way up to rank 10, you need a total of 5 duplicates, which means you need the original gem plus 5 more copies of it, and then a total of 196 gem power as well. And what that means is, you know, certain gems give you more gem power, like a 1-star only gives you 1, 2-star gives you 4, or any quality 5-star gives you 32. So like 196 gem power, it's really not that hard to achieve.
No, that's not bad at all, actually. I mean, that's what I was able to achieve on one of my slots. And I think something that you mentioned here that I didn't mention well in my previous video was how many total gem copies you need to get that upgrade there. So with the 1-stars, you only need 5 of whatever that 1-star gem is to put back into it for a total of 196.
Correct. Yep.
All right, take us over to the 2-star gems, which is going to be the next in the difficulty for getting those upgrades. But still, in my opinion, something that's attainable for a low spender or even a free-to-play player.
Yeah, so you can see on the chart there, it takes a total of 40 rank 1 duplicates to max out. Obviously, that's quite a bit more than 1-star. But like you say, it's still obtainable, and they're not crazy expensive to buy or anything. And then total gem power, we're looking at 685 to get up to rank 10.
All right, so 685 gems you have to put into it. 40 of those are duplicates, and that's going to give us a max resonance of 300. This does obviously not include awakening the gear, which then opens up additional gem slots in the awakened screen, so you can get more gem resonance as well from it. This is just straight up when you max out that gem. So we can get a max resonance of 150. We can get with the 1-stars, a max resonance of 300 with the 2-stars. Now let's dive into the 5-star gems, the ones that everyone's always excited about, but really getting them max level is not attainable by someone that's a free-to-play player or even a light spender, I have to say. So take us through this chart. It's a little bit more difficult because we have 2, 3, 4, and 5 stars as far as the resonance goes.
Yeah, so you can see right off the bat, you know, these climb up a lot quicker than the 1- and 2-star. Like altogether, you need 73 duplicates to get to a rank 10. Like myself personally, I have some gems that are up to rank 7. So, you know, some 5-star gems that are rank 7, and that's taking a lot of gem power, taking a lot of platinum to get there. And I'm not even close to rank 10 yet. You can also see it takes, you know, 4,450 total gem power to get there, and that's just an absurd amount as well.
Yeah, that's more than 6 times as much as you're going to need from the 2-star gems right there. So getting it to level 7 is pretty impressive. How would you categorize yourself personally inside of the game? light spender, mid spender? Do you consider yourself a whale inside of the game? Just so we have a little, I guess, idea of your rank 7 gems. What kind of player do you need to be to attain that?
Yeah, yeah. I'm definitely not a whale. I would say mid spender, but I do pretty well for how much I spend because I play a lot and I min max everywhere I can. And I also, do a little bit of the platinum farming on alt characters. So
Mm-hmm. No, that's smart.
that helps.
So you're a smart spender, you should say. You spend a
A
bit,
smart
but you're
spender.
smart about what you spend. No, that makes sense and that's great. So really, just to summarize, 1 star it takes 5 duplicates for 196 total. 2 star, 40 duplicates for 685 gem power total. And for the 5 stars, we're looking at 73 duplicates. That's 73 duplicate 5-star gems and 4,450 gem power. Now let's look finally at the resonance chart because we have 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, and 5-star out of 5. 5-star gems are not just straight up 5 stars. There are different variations of them. What the chart is showing and what I'm going to let Y Try talk about here is the resonance you get from each of those gems as you upgrade them along the way and what is maybe the smarter way to go, because it's a lot less expensive to buy 2 out of 5-star gems in the shop than it is to buy 5 out of 5 stars. So take us through the resonance chart and let us know what your thoughts are on what's more valuable there.
Well, obviously, the higher quality gem you have, the more resonance it's going to give you. I will say, in terms of like platinum cost, it is a lot more expensive to get a perfect 5 of 5 versus even getting like a 4 of 5. It might be half the cost or less. Like that's personally what I go for is 4 of 5 quality. And then you can see on the chart there, like even at max rank 10, a 4 of 5 would still be 900 resonance, where a 5 of 5 is only 100 more than that at 1,000.
Yeah, and when you take a look, and I mean, all gems differ and they all differ on different servers as well. When you look at a 4 out of 5-star Blood Soaked Jade, it's like half of the price as a 5 out of 5-star Blood Soaked Jade. So you have to ask yourself, is it worth the extra 100 resonance for the amount of platinum you would need to spend to get the 5 out of 5, correct?
Yes, exactly.
All right. So for you, I guess you would say that for someone that's a light spender, you're going to be focusing on primarily 1-star gems, maybe a couple of 2-star gems. And if you are a mid spender, you could probably start messing around with the 5-star gems. But here's my question. And I want to first thank you for these charts. If you guys want to come over to his server, it's called the Revenant server over on Discord, and I'll be linking it down below. Tons of informative information in there and a bunch of great people as well. So if you want to get some of those details, things that I even haven't covered here in the channel, go check out his Discord server. But what was I going to ask? That's my question. What was my next question going to be? Oh, when you have players that are free to play, they get free legendary gems. This happens inside of the game all the time, right? You get yourself a free 2 out of 5-star legendary gem, and you're super excited about it because you got yourself finally a 5-star. Do you recommend that those players use the 5-star that maybe only be able to be ranked up to like a rank 2 or 3 realistically for someone that's a free-to-play player? Or are they more beneficial to go dive in and start utilizing 1s and 2-star gems? What are your thoughts there?
For the most part, probably more beneficial to use 1 and 2-star gems. There are some 5-star gems that I would say, even at a low rank, they are worthwhile. And I'm talking like a Blood Soaked Jade, Seeping Bile, like you're showing there,
Mm-hmm.
or depending on what class you're using. Like one of my favorites is the Bottled Hope, but that depends on if you have a buff that you can use to proc the gem.
Got you. Okay, that makes sense. So with that being said, let's take a look at my barbarian build here. Now, we recently just got the stances, so I was able to unlock 2 additional weapon spots, which means 2 additional spots for gems. Keep in mind, if you want to awaken the gear, which is to get those extra buffs as well, you have to pay money for that. There's no way to do that for free inside of the game, no way to grind it. Now there are 2 more slots that you would have to awaken. Because essentially, if you get your gem to a 10 out of, if you get a 10-star or a 10 level, rank 10 gem, you're going to want to awaken that slot to get the extra buffs, which is why this one right here, my Berserker's Eye, is purple. Now, I'm utilizing, and this is just me, you're kind of giving me a review here of my gem selection. I'm utilizing a Berserker's, a Steeping Bile, 3-star, and it's rank 3. A Blood-Soaked Jade, rank 4, it's a 3-star. Echoing Shade, rank 4. I have a rank 3 Phoenix Ashes and a rank 2 Howler's Call. I actually got rid of a Bottled Hope that was a rank 4. Thinking right now, maybe I shouldn't have done that after hearing you. Out of those 5-star gems, and again, they're all 3 out of 5-star, are there any of them that you think would be replaceable or should be replaced because they're just not good enough by a 2 or even a 1-star gem?
Myself personally, I have tried the Echoing Shade, the Phoenix Ashes, and the Howler's Call, and I was not a big fan of any of them. Reason for that is, they don't offer like a damage multiplier like the Blood-Soaked Jade does. They're just kind of extra resonance is what they are. They're 5-star gems, so you can get more resonance, but that's about all they do for you.
Yep. Okay. So I'm also using, as far as 2-stars go, Fervent Fang, which is a fan favorite. We're also using the newest gem, Mother's Lament, right here, which is going to basically give more critical hit damage, as you can see, or at least the critical hit chance, I should say. And my Awaken slot is with a rank 10 Berserker's Eye, 1-star gem. This one straight up increases all damage you deal by 16% and your critical hit chance by 2%. So, are you happy with my 2-stars? Are you happy with my 1-star? Where would you make changes with what I'm currently using? Because it's time for me to start, building things out a little bit. What would some of your recommendations be for me and for the other barbarians, or even, other melee tanky style classes that people are playing?
So the Berserker's Eye, that's definitely a good option because that does offer that 16% damage multiplier at rank 10. And that's a big reason of why it's comparable to a 5-star gem, even because of that multiplier there. I do like that one. Your Mother's Lament, that's another solid option. Fervent Fang, like I use all these gems myself too. I basically, like I say, the Echoing Shade, the Phoenix Ashes, and the Howler's Call, I would replace all 3 of those.
Okay. Now, here's another question before you go on. Would I use them as power for upgrading a 1-star gem? Because this is, valuable gems right here. 5-star gems. Do you use them to upgrade other gems, or do you just kind of save them in your pack for a day that you may change your mind type thing?
If you have the gem power to spare, it doesn't hurt to save them. Like there could even be changes in the future that would make them more worthwhile, perhaps. But not many people have thousands of extra gem power laying around.
I do not.
I myself, I used to have a rank 6 Phoenix Ashes that I had put some platinum into, and I ended up scrapping the whole thing, using it as gem power to rank up another one.
Wow. See, and Phoenix Ashes, it's supposed to be like this great gem that's supposed to save your life, but really a lot of times it doesn't, right?
Well, my big problem with it is the cooldown. It's a 180-second cooldown, which means only once every 3 minutes can it actually save your life.
True.
So if you're thinking like Battlegrounds is probably the only place where you struggle with that.
All right,
so then that's
sorry about that. I cut you off there. Yeah, you're right. Battlegrounds, it's useful from time to time. I mean, it saves my life from time to time. So you told me 3 of my 5-star gems you don't like. You want me to get rid of them. What would you put in their place? Or I should say, what are you using? You're rocking a Barbarian, a very similar build to me. We just featured your Barbarian build, the Inferno Barbarian, on the channel earlier this week. What gems should I look into putting in the place of those 5-star gems? And I'm going to look for them right here in the shop.
Well, that Bottled Hope you said you got rid of, that's a great one for Barbarian.
Stop it. Oh, no. And it's not a cheap one either, is it? Let's see.
It's not, no.
Nope. Okay. Bottled Hope. What
as
else
far
should I
as
pick up?
Yeah, so that's probably the only expensive one I'd worry about.
What do you like so much about the Bottled Hope?
Because you've got so many buffs as a barb. You've got your sprint if you're using that. It gives you speed, or even if you're using the one that boost your allies. They all count as a buff. So that would proc this gem here. Even Wrath of Berserker, that's another self buff that would proc this.
Hmm.
And it's one of those bonuses too that if you're using Vithus, it prolongs the duration of your beneficial effects. That also affects this gem. So
Understood.
it
So,
says
so Bottled
it,
Hope should be on my shopping list right now. You want me to go pick
it
that one
should.
up? And
Yeah.
if I were to go do that, do I go pick up a 3-star, or do I go all the way and try and get myself a 4 or 5-star at this point in time? I'm assuming I should start and try and get a 4-star if I possibly could, correct?
Yeah, 4 star. Like personally, it depends on how much gem power you have and like platinum you're willing to spend and whatnot.
Okay.
I do go for the 4 or 5 star myself, and then the plus side of that is you only need one of those. All of your other duplicates could be a 2 or 5, and it won't matter.
Got you. Okay. What about other gems? There's 2 more spots that we could take place of. What gems would you recommend?
Um, Looking at the gems here, the Iron Bane. I think I used that one.
Iron Bane, one of the newer gems. I don't know much about this one. Your channeling skills have a 10% chance to dissolve enemy armor for 6 seconds, increasing the damage they take by 5%.
Yeah, so like thinking whirlwind, assuming you're a whirlwind barbarian,
Of course.
anytime you hit anytime you hit an enemy with whirlwind, it has, a 10% chance to give them an armor break, which and at rank 10 this goes up to 15%. So it's not so much a damage multiplier, but it makes the enemies take more damage. So it's the same effect.
Okay, so Iron Bane. And what would be the last suggestion?
The pain clasp there, right on the bottom right.
All right, and the Pain Clasp. This one increases damage dealt by 8% to enemies suffering from continuous damage effects. So that means if they're burning from like my barbarian burn, is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, and this is a possibly one of the first ones I would go for because you get this up to rank 10, it's a 24% multiplier, and that's huge. I mean, anything you touch is burning right away, so that's instantly 24% more damage you're dealing.
Okay. So I think as it sits, I'm going to be picking up a Pain Clasp. I'm going to be picking up, or actually I could craft these from running some Elder Rifts. I'm going to pick up an Iron Bane, and I'm going to be working with my Platinum towards a Bottled Hope, recreating that. I can't believe it. It was literally my highest 5-star gem that I got rid of. But we'll be working towards a new Bottled Hope and replacing a bunch of the ones that I'm wearing right now. Now, the good thing is I got a lot of gem power here inside of these. Echoing Shade. I kind of like the Echoing Shade, though. That one's a lot of fun, being able to pop up different
It's a
copies of
cool effect,
yourself.
I will say that.
You
Yeah,
don't
it does look cool, but personally, like I don't think the copies or the clones of yourself really do anything. They're just there for distraction.
they don't do as much damage as they're worth.
Right.
And my last question for you: in doing this, I'm probably going to be losing some gem power, or I should say, I'm sorry, some gem resonance. How do you feel about gem resonance versus just overall power of your class when it comes to PvP specifically?
It's a good topic there. I mean, resonance, I feel, is way overrated by like everybody.
Okay.
Um, it does definitely increase your damage and life directly, and you can see that in your character stats. As your resonance goes up, you have more damage and more life.
Hmm.
But you're not taking into consideration the damage multipliers of like you got your Berserker's Eye there. That gives you 16% more damage, but that doesn't show up, in your stats when you're looking at your damage. It's applied when you actually attack something. And that'd be the same for like a pain clasp. Like I said, you can get up to 24% more damage.
Wow.
Um,
Okay. I'm
it's
starting
the
to see
damage
what you're saying here.
multiplier. Yeah, the multipliers are much more effective than a little extra resonance.
And then you able to pop them up to being an awakened slot. You can get even more beneficial effects on top of that and really start to see some positive attributes on your build. Obviously, this is a big deal when we're doing PvE, open world type stuff, and PvP. You think that having better stats versus better resonance, that would be your choice. That's what we're saying here?
And actually, as of the last patch, I don't know if you know, but they compressed a lot of the damage and life as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know Lita, he's got a video out where he compared his stats before going into a battleground and after, and he lost, it was like 38% of his damage.
Wow.
So that even further, I guess, makes the like 2-star or other gems that give you multipliers way more effective than just resonance.
I like the sound of
Is
that.
that
It sounds like it got a tiny bit, a small step towards better for free-to-play players. Not huge,
it does?
but a
Yeah,
small step.
yeah. I mean, Wales still definitely have the advantage,
Of
but they
course.
did compress stats where they narrowed the gap from free to play to Wales.
I absolutely love it. I'm going to have to put out a video of me ditching my 5-star gems, putting in place the gems that you recommend, and watching my gem resonance deplete down to who knows what. But hey, why try? Thank you so much for coming through the channel. I found it educational and you helping me build out my class. I'd love to have you back on again, talk about some of the other topics that we have that you specifically are talking about in your Discord channel. Revenance is the name of the channel, and I will be linking his Discord in the description of this video. I highly recommend you go check it out and see what kind of educational material is in there, as well as the great people. If you go down, tell them that Echo sent you. So why try? Thanks for coming through, man. Any last things you want to say before you head on out for the day?
No, sounds good. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. Let's do it again soon. And guys, we will see all of you in tomorrow's video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it.